Ike, let's go to Taylor talk and this footage courtesy of NFL Game Pass. And we're going to start on the Steelers' final drive in overtime. And we're going to start on 2nd and 8 at the Baltimore 41. And Steelers trying to get into field goal range for what would be the game-winning field goal. And this is actually an incomplete pass to Ray-Ray McCloud. But this is a play that you wanted to highlight. And before I turn things over to you, Ike, really quickly, weather was a factor on Sunday in Baltimore. The rain's coming down. It was cold. Players were slipping all day. And yes, this was an incomplete pass, but this play illustrates the conditions and what it took to win on Sunday. I'll turn things over to you now, Ike Taylor.
Okay, so this is definitely an incomplete pass, Mark, but I just got to give a huge shout out to Big Ben. And yes, I have been hard on 7. And yes, I thought 7 should have been gone a couple of years ago. But at the same time, 7 has been and kept this Pittsburgh Steelers team not only in playoff contentions, but getting them to the playoffs. But this is a hard throw. Even though this is an incomplete pass to Ray-Ray McCloud, I just want to emphasize 7 still does have it when it comes down to making plays. So if we can just run this tape, and you'll see 7, the 39-year-old, using his athletic ability.
I'm going to pause it right here, Ike.
Okay, so 7 is sliding to his left. The 39-year-old is showing his athletic ability. But I just want to say, man, how tough it is rolling, going opposite of your body, throwing across your body, putting it in a spot where only your guy can get the ball. Now, Ray-Ray McCloud, he did wind up dropping his ball, but I just wondered what I saw, what I looked at, I say, dang, 7 still got the juice. He's rolling opposite. He's throwing across his body, and he's putting it in a spot where only Ray-Ray McCloud can get it. Now, Ray-Ray did wind up dropping his ball, but Ray-Ray did come back, and we're going to talk about the next play, how Ray-Ray came back and he bounced back and put the Pittsburgh Steelers in the position to win this ball game by getting his 4th and 8. But on this 2nd and 8, just look at the pass. Can we just roll it?
Yeah, and I just want to reemphasize, too, the weather conditions played a factor here, too. This is a tough catch even under pristine conditions.
Correct. Understanding, and this is no knock to Ray-Ray. Ray-Ray did wind up coming back and making a play to help the Pittsburgh Steelers. But just putting that spot, like, it's hard, and this is props to Big Ben, to number 7, to the future Hall of Famer. It's hard rolling left, using his athletic ability, throwing across his body, and putting it in a spot around 3 defenders for the Baltimore Ravens, only where Ray-Ray McCloud can get it. Now, even though it's dropped, we're going to give Ray-Ray his props on the next play.
Absolutely, Ike.
Well, big shout out.
This was key on the final drive of the game, too, because earlier in the game with the Steelers trailing, there were several throws Big Ben threw that could have been intercepted. But with a tie game, and in this scenario, knowing the down distance situation of a football game and what risks you can take, this ball here and through this window here specifically shows where only Ray-Ray McCloud could have made this play. And that tight of a window rolling to your left, that's a tough throw for any quarterback in the league to make, let alone Big Ben, age 39, year 18, making this throw here. And so, like we said, Ray-Ray McCloud, valiant effort here, but he gets redemption 2 plays later. Now on 4th and 8, this comes after Deontay Johnson had a drop on a drag route. So it's 4th and 8, a do or die situation, given the conditions, to trot out Chris Boswell. This would have been a 60-yard field goal attempt. I don't expect Justin Tucker to make a field goal in these conditions, but Big Ben finds and connects with Ray-Ray McCloud on a key 4th and 8 conversion to keep the Steelers season alive and propel them into the postseason.
Yeah, so when you see the short motion means the bottom receiver, he's going to come down in motion. So Ben tries to see whether he's in zone or man. But if you just look at the Baltimore Ravens, it looks like they playing a cover 4. Now, what a cover 4 is, between the corners and the 2 safeties sitting in the middle, everybody has a quarter of their side of the field. So this is exactly what it is. But as soon as Big Ben see the 2 safeties in that corner top left kind of go back into his back pedal, he understands quarter situation. But this is a nice play drawn up because you have trips left. Trips left meaning you have 3 receivers at the top of this film if you just look at. Now, Fairmouth, and we talked about this earlier, Fairmouth wound up going straight, and it's like a pick route. But you read my mind, and I couldn't say it in the meeting earlier, Mark. This is like a pick route for Ray-Ray McCloud. This is drawn up perfect because Ray-Ray has to be patient and has to be slow to let Fairmouth clear the outside linebacker in the nickel corner out to get in that hole shot where only Big Ben can throw the ball to get this 4th and 8. So if we can just run this tape, man, this is perfect.
And we're going to pause it again here, Ike, as the ball's in the air.
Mm-hmm. So this is a nice little clearing route by Fairmouth. You can also look at it as a pick play, but they can't never call it because that's just part of the routes. And technically he's not picking. But just for Big Ben to have this patience, just for Ray-Ray McCloud to redeem himself off that 2nd and 8 to get this 4th and 8 and get in a situation to put Pittsburgh in a situation where Boswell can come in and kick the game with a field goal. Man, that's a beautiful play drawn up. But this is a heck of a play. This is a heck of a pass. This is a heck of a concept. And what I mean by concept, the route concept. So you got the number 1 receiver at the top. He's running to go. You got the 3rd receiver in Fairmouth. He's running to go. And Ray-Ray McCloud, he was in the slot, so he was the 2nd receiver. But he came under. He had to be patient for Fairmouth to clear out. And, man, that's a heck of a pass by Big Ben. Ray-Ray McCloud.
Yeah, over Calais Campbell, too. I mean, you're talking about Big Ben, all 6'5" of him. Calais Campbell is 6'8". So if Big Ben's not as tall as he is, probably doesn't complete this pass because he gets it over the outstretched arms of Campbell, which was yet another component of this completion. Again, Boswell ends up making a 36-yard field goal after the Steelers get a little bit more yardage on this drive. The difference that makes to give your field goal kicker a realistic chance versus to have trotted him out here in this situation on a 60-yard attempt. It's the difference between winning and losing on Sunday.
Yeah, a lot of bad things could have happened on this play because you can see Calais Campbell. He's not really trying to rush the passer, man. He just want to get in Big Ben's face, jump up, and knock the ball down. The game would have been over with. But like you said, Big Ben being 6'5" and some change, him able to put some arch on that ball and getting it to Ray-Ray McCloud to seal the deal for the Pittsburgh Steelers, man. You got to have a high IQ as well.